Guys, hi fam. Oh my god, on today's video it's going to be touching because I'm going to be talking literally literally sorry, I don't want to start this video, so I'm going to continue. So I'm going to literally be talking to I don't want to repeat the video. So hi, um so I'm going to be literally talking about myself, my experience, my C-section experience. So I'm going to be telling you what they don't tell you about C-section, and also being giving you my experience part of the story. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. So TMI information here, so you guys be ready for anything. I might say anything. Oh my god, how do I start this? Where do I start this? So the first thing you go, mimi nikiwa yangu ilienda ilikuwa emergency, so my part of the story is an emergency C-section, not the elective one. You know, there are two types. The elective one is where you just choose that you don't want to do this, and then there is the emergency one where you have to maybe save a baby. Maybe you have problems with yourself, or maybe it's simply to save the baby or the mother. On my case, it was to save the baby. So you go. I went to it was early in the morning. Nilienda, and the guy just tells me it has to happen today. So the previous day I had gone for X-ray, and it wasn't that bad. I was polyhydramnios, but it wasn't that bad. But that morning I went for another one, and the levels were high kidogo. So I had two, plus other complications that came along. And I don't know, I think I have written the reasons as to why one may have an emergency C-section. I just don't remember ni wapi. Oh, nimeandika mahali, acha nikwambie ni why one might have an emergency C-section. Maybe if the baby has abnormal heart rate, if the heart rate is high or very low, and then the position of the womb, baby, the baby ameketi, or the baby is just coming out, or just the positioning of the womb could be a reason as to why you have the emergency section, like a previous something, but then ikiwa chini, something like that. And then you have the baby developmental problems, or the multiple pregnancies where you have twins or triplets or four children or something like that. And then if you have a problem with the placenta, or I think placenta previa or something like that, or the umbilical cord with the baby. So those are some of the reasons why one may have emergency C-section. So in mine, I don't want to tell you to give you details, but so this morning you have you I was just going for a checkup, for a normal checkup. When you admitted in the hospital, you have to be checked up every morning by the gyne or the doctor when you're ward. So you go, and I was told that it has to happen today. Actually, a hour, I think 2 hours. But if you go and it's not an emergency, unaweza kaa for some hours whereby you don't have to eat. You are advised not to eat anything. No solid food, no solid drinks. Because ukienda nini theater, it may bring some problems. Some people just take it for granted, but it's very important. Utaenda I don't know the term they use. I don't know the medical term they use. Sikumbuki vizuri, but utaenda huko maybe uanze kutapika ama kukuwe na complication because umekula. Unless if it's an emergency, there is something I think that they give you to avoid all that. So you also given nilipewa a form whereby you sign. Maybe it has something to do with the if in case anything happens to you or the baby, the hospital is not viable for it. Sikusoma the details, but you make sure that you read documents before signing them. But I had seen people that came before me signing it, and I didn't think there was any problem. Plus sikuwa na hiyo time ya kusoma. I was in pain. I didn't have that time to go reading forms. I just knew I had to sign to go in for theater, so I just did that. I wasn't mentally prepared that hiyo ndo siku nitaenda for the operation. So be mentally prepared before. Ask your doctor if you're going to go for CS or for normal delivery, so that will be mentally prepared. So I wasn't prepared. That I knew that it would be a C-section, but I didn't know the exact day. So it just came, and I was so nervous. So you also expect to be nervous, very nervous. But venye nilikuwa nimezoea kukaa hosi, I think it just hit me for a few minutes, for maybe, yes, for a few minutes, and ikaisha, and I just settled in that I'm going for it, and yeah, so I was mentally okay. I'm missing is my baby's crying. So, and then the next thing after that is you go for preparation, whereby you have, if you there's a this needle they put either here, just anywhere where there's a vein, for where they what do they, where they administer the drug, the kuna dawa wanakuekanga, they give you those, how do I say this, EIVs. I think I don't remember the names very well, but they give you IVs before you go in, and they also put in a catheter. Hey, catheter input. Well, the catheter input, it might be painful depending with mwenye atakuweka, because mine wasn't that painful. So I don't think that, okay, mine wasn't that painful. It was just uncomfortable-ish. So expect that. Expect a catheter must be put in your vagina. Not vagina, I don't know. Down there, you have a catheter which will help to empty your kidneys during the process and even after, for the first few 6 hours. Yes, the first 6 hours after the C-section are hectic. The next thing after that ni, so nimesema you sign documents, you will have the catheter input, you will also receive some IVs, and then now going into the theater room. You also have a change of clothes. Hautaenda na nguo za maternity kwa theater. So you will be given hosi yenye ilikuwa green clothes. So niliingia, and then niliingia, and then luckily enough, the guy mwenye amekuwa akiniona all through was the guy who delivered my baby, which was an honor. You know, with my case, you don't want someone that doesn't know your case delivering your baby, just in case. Because like me, I have problems sometimes with breathing. So, and a lot of other things. So she knew what she was doing, and at least that came me down. Ilini cool kidogo. So you go in. The next thing you do in the theater is, there are 2 needles that was nilidungwa sindano mbili, 2 injections on your back. I think the backbone, hapo kwa katikati kabisa hapo chini. First of all, he numbs you, he or she. The person who was numbing was a guy, was very friendly, by the way. He numbs your back first so that you don't feel the first injection. After numbing your back, he injects you the first injection, which will help now make you not feel the second injection, which nilidungwa pia ingine. Sasa hiyo ni there's the first injection which numbs your backbone, and then the next one aliniambia it numbs from here, from your chest downwards. mpaka miguu. After that, after sometimes you will, yes, you might move your toes. Mi nilikuwa na move toes by the way, but you will not be able to lift your leg voluntarily. You will not be able to do that. So after that, you just feel people just rubbing on you, but oh my god, una feel, sijui nitasema zinaitwa nini, but you just feel touches all over your down place, but you feel like unavutwa, or you don't feel the cut or anything. And then there's a thing that they put here to block you from seeing whatever they are doing there. Yes, after putting that, so you feel like watu wanakushika shika tu, you don't feel the exact cutting, hauta feel ukikatwa, but you'll feel as the baby comes out, you'll feel as if unavutwa, as if they are, or as the baby is being removed. After now they are done with the cuttings, you feel ni kama you're being pulled, but it's a one-time thing, just a second thing, and then you feel the baby crying, which is amazing. And then sijawambia, through all that process, you're supposed to be talking. You don't keep quiet in the theater. So there's a doctor who is behind you, and I remember your hands are like this, or they are, one hand is this side, the other hand is this side, and when you look on the side, I could see blood gushing out from my body. I think from the suctions, blood coming, a lot of it. I didn't want to look at that, so I looked at the other side. I remember feeling a bit sometimes I could not breathe, but he gave me a mask that helped me breathe properly. And then you also continue talking. He will continue talking to you no matter how you feel. Sometimes you just feel like it's just like a good feeling, ni kama umetei or something like that. It's like if you're not sober or something, you feel like a good sleep is coming, but they don't allow, he doesn't or she doesn't allow you to sleep. So he talks to you. I remember him asking me, where's my place, my home place, asking me some questions, and he would just insist on me continue to talk. But after the baby is removed, now you hear the first cry and you're like, I can sleep. Sasa ni kama you just release yourself. The tension that you had inaisha. And then when you look at the baby, it's white. When the first sight of the baby is white. And on my case, I saw the baby. He was on this side. I remember I was sleeping the same way I'm setting my camera, or rather my phone. I looked at him and he cried, but akaanza sasa kushindwa kupumua. He started having problems with breathing, which you need to be prepared for anything when you go for the theater or when giving birth. So I was shown him, but I couldn't see him. I didn't see him well, actually. I don't know, my mind was not there, but I saw my baby. I just didn't see him well, because they just showed me that the baby, there's a boy you've seen, and he's just having some problem breathing. So they just had to first, some doctors, there's a doctor went to kushughulikia the baby, give him air and all that, as others are here, I think wanakushona or something like that. You don't feel. So after that, I think I blacked out or something happened. I don't know. I think I had an attack or something, asthma attack, I don't know. But from that, I blacked out completely. I don't know what happened, because I remember having trouble breathing, and then the first thing they were telling me is that the baby is having problems breathing, and I could see them venye wanamng'ang'ania ndo breathe. I don't know, that sent messages in my mind that I don't want to talk about right now. So I just blacked out. From there, I think nilitoka the room, the theater, at around almost 1 p.m. and I woke up almost supper. I think niliamka during supper time at around 6. So 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6. Yes, around. I nililala sana. Yeah, I think I slept for the 6 hours that are people are supposed to be there. uh okay, there's this thing that when you get out of the theater, before nilikuwa naona watu when I was in the ward, some will get out and they are just scratching themselves. Others are coming out really urging that they be given water, which they will not be given, because you're not given anything to drink or eat from the theater immediately. That is the people who come when you wameamka hawaja blackout. Others, I don't know, they feel a lot of stomach pains. I think there's a medicine you're given to help with the contraction, which I think it's painful. The first hours ni hectic, but I don't know, I did not go through that, and I thank God for that. I thank God, because I was really scared of that, by the way. But you know, the one thing I remember I was so scared of is the catheter input. And after sasa, after you're from theater, I could see people struggling. Before sasa mimi niende delivery, I could see people struggling and I was scared, but I thank God I blacked out from theater. Sikujua nikitolewa theater. I didn't know being changed, because when I woke up, the clothes that I went in the theater with si zenye nilijipata nazo. So I didn't know. I woke up hours after the IV yenye inaekwa ya kucontract tumbo ishaekwa and all that, hizo madawa zingine zishaekwa. So I didn't experience the 6 hours after chaos, because it's chaotic. But after waking up, I had how do I call this? I tried to turn, you can't turn, because it's pain, and then you don't feel, by the way, the first 6 hours you don't feel your legs, but where unakaa ukijaribu to feel them. But mimi, when I woke up, I could move my legs. That was amazing. I am like, thank you Jesus. But then thinking of it, nilihepa vitu mingi, because maybe some people just are from theater and they can't move their toes, they can't move their legs, they're just there numb and feeling pain, and others scratching themselves, and others just feeling uncomfortable, unease. Others, they want to eat but they can't eat. Others are hungry, they can't eat. Mimi, I didn't feel like taking water, I didn't scratch myself, I didn't feel like eating. Hungry, I didn't feel hungry, by the way. Plus, before going to the theater, I was psychologically prepared that nikitoka theater, I will not be having anything. So I guess that's one thing that you should go in the theater prepared for. That hautakula after theater, and that hutakunywa after theater. That is one thing. So I didn't feel that thing, because even after I woke up, 6 or 7, I was allowed to eat at 8. But mimi, I didn't want to eat, because most of the people that I saw wametoka theater, and the first meal they take, because unaanza kukula kidogo kidogo ama tumaji kidogo kidogo, they mostly vomited. And in my mind, having it that I will vomit and the kidonda iko hapo, I felt like itavutana, so I didn't want to struggle like vomit. I don't want, no. So I actually got thanks thinking of it. By the way, that is something you expect, that you might eat or drink, and the first things you start vomiting a lot. I did not do that, and I thank God for that. The next thing is you have to start walking by yourself, because it's good you start walking, ndo usikue nini na the blood ianze kucirculate vizuri and all that. I cannot give you more information because I'm not sure. And then the next thing is, so I did not get my baby immediately. Actually, mimi niliona mtoto wangu after I think 3 days. I had problems, but nilimwona after 3 days, but nilikuwa tunapewa information that he is okay, he's doing this and that. The doctors came, gave me information when he needed surfactant and nini, nikakuja nikaambiwa Well, I was receiving intel of what was happening with him, but I did not see him until 3 days because alikuwa nursery na mimi nilikuwa ward. So that is another thing. Then the next thing you expect to be difficult is going to pee, because you don't poop immediately. If you have to poo immediately, I think it's so hectic because of the kidonda and you're in pain by the way. Na hata ukiamka after umeshapewa painkillers, hata pain ikuje kama masaa haijafika hauwezi pewa ingine. So pooping and peeing after the procedure is hell of a thing. So if you are undergoing constipation, you better tell the doctor ndo wakupe some meds that will help soften your poop, because it's hell. Peeing, you will pee while standing. Saa ingine hata susu inashuka kwa miguu, it goes to the legs, and you just have to change every now and then. And then the bleeding, with the bleeding, you don't worry. Sometimes you mess up with the clothes and all that, but the nurses are there to give you clothes, to give you a change of clothes and all that. Expect a lot of bleeding for around, mimi nilibleed for around almost a month, but wengine nasikia wanaenda hadi 6 weeks. Mimi my bleeding wasn't that much, so haikukaa sana. But after that, first of all, with the bleeding, first of all it's red, and then sometimes it turns to pinkish, and then sometimes brownish. Sasa mauchafu inaanza kutoka, so you just need a pack of pads, panty liners sometimes, and then after that, make sure you give your body time to rest before thinking of having sex. Plus, I'm so sure whatever you'll be going through, sex will not be an option until sijui lini, because but sometimes you'll be so lubricated. I think it's because of breastfeeding. You're so lubricated down there and a lot of heat sometimes, but you just have to bear with it. Give your body time to rest. So I have told you what about my story, but I think in that story you know what to expect and what to do and what to do. Yes. So that was my story, good people, and till next time, bye, and I love you so much. Oh, by the way, make sure you just give a thumbs up, just a like. I'm just asking for a like, and subscribe anyway. So till next time, bye. Mwah.